to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Basak. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the new Road Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. Today, going into tomorrow, we should have a pretty good day. And I'll get into that later on in the video. Now, we have Peter Thiel. If you have my NWO book, you understand. But never forget, he started the SVB run on Twitter. And if you have my book, that definitely should not surprise you. And then, of course, he states that he doesn't see Bitcoin moving up drastically. And we don't have to worry about looking at any type of predictions. The only thing we have to do is watch the Fed, follow the money. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we had yield rates yesterday move up. We have the dollar down. We have volume in crypto right now down. And then we have the Fed. Repo went up to $664 billion. And we know Japan has a lot to do with that. And the T+1. Remember, they need a whole lot more liquidity. Tokenization is already saving this global economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we got more inflation data in. We know how the media spends it. But on rent and everyday items that customers spend money on, inflation hasn't went anywhere. Car insurance, food, rent, inflation hasn't went anywhere. And that is all stemming from corporate greed. We have a handful of companies that own everything. They just go by 1,000 names. So therefore you have an illusion of choice. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the stable coin rule going into effect. And again, this is going to cause a liquidity issue. Even though this is the EU rules, it's still going to affect the global economy. And make sure you're paying attention to Japan in July. Guys, eventually they're going to have to raise rates. And that's going to send a rumble through the global economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale yesterday were all down at close. Now we have 21 shares files of S1 for Solana's ETF. And we haven't had any of these big banks that handle trillions of dollars of assets throwing their hat in for the Solana ETF. So the only thing we have to do is sit back, get your popcorn, let it play out. Now we have the SEC returns S1 forms to Ethereum ETF issuers to fix the issues. So we may not be getting that spot Ethereum ETF until August. And then on top of it, if the Fed likes the data, they may cut rates on the 31st of July. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have major projects like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Altlayer unlocked $755 million in July. And we know sometimes these unlockings, the date changes. So guys, make sure you're keeping up with that. Now we have the SEC still going after Binance. And like I told you a long time ago, these exchanges were nothing but banks, and eventually the same big banks that handle the legacy market is going to want to handle crypto. They're not giving up their monopoly control. We heard that from Gary Gensler. We know when he was at MIT, he was giving us the truth. Now that he works for the SEC and an NWO puppet, his job is to move us over to this fourth industrial revolution. And part of that is kicking this regulation can down the road so the emerging markets can rise. And then lastly, guys, the movie continues. We have the SEC sues Consensys. And when you say Consensys, you should say JP Morgan. We know they have their hands all over it. Remember, guys, you're just watching a movie. Your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. And the SEC's lawsuit is claiming that Consensys with MetaMask is operating as an unregistered broker and underwriter with the staking platform. Now remember, guys, when Coinbase wanted to do their staking, the SEC came in and said no. They could have done this with all these companies. Soon as they saw them about to do something that they feel like is illegal, tell them you can't do it. And in crypto, that's all we keep hearing about is court case after court case. Eventually, you have to see that something is not right. And we know what that is. There's a bigger plan. And that's for this digital economy, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.